Hey, so Mr. Brown, got a couple questions for you. We're in the process of closing in on our house in about 2 weeks. Just went under contract last week. But what's happening is with the mortgage lenders we're going through, we're having trouble. If you can show consistent bank statements of your company being profitable and bringing in statements, why is it so much harder versus a W-2 worker when all they can do is submit their W-2s and they're good to go? And it's like, okay, cool, here's a loan. Versus an entrepreneur, it's like, okay, cool, I need you to submit your bank statements. I need you to submit profit and loss statements. Just other various different obstacles are making you jump through versus a W-2 employee.
Great question. Number one, when he says entrepreneur, he's meaning self-employed for us in the mortgage industry. So self-employed individuals are probably one of the more higher risk individuals they are out there. And the reason why is because the difference between a W-2 employee and a self-employed, that's what we call self-employed employee, is that W-2, you got guaranteed income, which means that your salary, 70, 80, 90,000 a year. If you're making $30 an hour, you're taking the $30 an hour times 40 hours times 52 weeks, we come times 12, we come up with their yearly average. So when we get a verification of employment from the employer is guaranteeing this is what they make a year, a month, a week. Whereas with you, by you being self-employed, we have 1 year that you show you made 100,000. The next year we show that you made 100,000. The problem is that's what you made. Now that you actually claim 100,000, 90% of the people that are self-employed do not claim what they truly made at all. You know why? Because they don't want to pay the man. They don't want to pay taxes. I would tell anybody and everybody to make sure you pay your taxes on a quarterly basis, and then you're making more income, right?
Yep.
But another question you posed was in terms of, and I get it, I hear you, you feel like you're overwhelmed with the fact that they're having you guys go through hoops to get this home, right?
Correct.
Another way you want to look at it, I think you told me you're putting down 20%.
Correct, because to get rid of the PMI,
Yes.
in order to get to the conventional loan that we want.
Okay.
Right, so the mortgage, the lender we're going through and the bank person they're going through is like, hey, they need to put down 20%.
Okay, now the way I would pose that question to that lender would be, what if I only put down 10% and my mortgage payment is $200 more, but I just saved $40,000 in my pocket?
Right, because it isn't like for every $1,000 you put down, it's only like $8 or $9 off your mortgage.
Correct. So technically, it's like for every $5,000 you put down, is $25 difference to your payment. So my question to you, Keson, would be, if I told you, here's the deal. Instead of you putting down 20, you put down 10%.
Okay.
But when you put down 10%, your mortgage payment is going up $200.
Correct.
However, you're saving $40,000 in your pocket. Which one do you want?
Of course, you're going to save the $40,000, right?
Some people maybe, maybe not. Me personally, I agree with you. I would keep that 40 in my pocket because here's the deal. Chances are the Colorado market is so hot, it's still one of the best markets to buy in the U.S. So in reality, in 2 years, you're probably going to be able to make that extra 10% of equity up. And when you do a refi, not only are you getting rid of the mortgage insurance, but you're dropping your interest rate probably by 1.5%. So your mortgage payment just dropped another $400 or $500 a month because if you did that. So win-win for you guys is going to be the fact you're going to refinance in the next 12 to 18 months.
Correct.
You're going to probably get rid of the PMI.
Correct.
You're going to probably drop your mortgage insurance, which you will, which I said PMI, I'm sorry.
No,
and then
good.
most importantly, you're going to get rid of that actual higher mortgage payment is going to be reduced, and you were able to keep $40,000 in your pocket.
So let me ask you this. Any entrepreneurs who are looking to buy a house now, what kind of advice would you tell them?
I would tell them buy, period. I don't care if it's a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 4-bedroom, it doesn't matter, because I've been preaching this for the last year. When interest rates drop, it's going to be a shit show. It's going to be a shit show. And what I mean by that is, it's like anything else, that house that you and your wife would put an offer on, if you waited until this time next year, and if the rates were 5.5, I will guarantee you, you're going to have multiple offers on that house. Not only that, you're probably going to have people that are going to be overbidding to get your home, because guess what? By the rates being as low as they are in the next 12 to 18 months, they're like, oh man, I've been on my couch for 3 years waiting to get this home. Now I'm going to get it. I've saved up X amount. The payment is right where I want it at, and the interest rate is right where I want it at. Whereas with you, you're getting it now, even though rates are higher.
They're crazy.
But here's the deal. Once you move in it, you're in it. And then when the rates drop, you're going to sit back like this and watch everybody else push up the value of your home because you're in your home.
Right, because I've heard people say, hey, why would you get in now? Because interest rates are high. It's just like, okay, cool. So, but when the interest rates drop, the home's going to go up.
Absolutely.
So it's either pay now, laugh later, or be chill now and be crying later.
Well, you're going to be laughing later and you're going to be chill later. Because you're going to be in your spot. You're going to be watching everybody push the value up of your home. And most importantly, we talked about this. I think you're going to keep your other property, right?
Yeah, so we're in the process of renting our townhouse out now. So that one's in the process of getting rented out. We actually have some potential renters looking at it.
It's called generational wealth, brother. And then this house that you're buying, who knows, you might stay in it 3 or 4 years, do the exact same thing. You rent this out and you move on to your next place. That's why it's so important, that lender that you're dealing with. See if you can put down 10% instead of 20. Keep that 40 in your pocket. Let that 40 grow to 60, 80, 100 over the next 3 years. Now you have a nice down payment for your third house, your fourth house, and your fifth house. Don't put all your money, don't put all your assets, your capital into this next house. Try to figure out, ask that person, hey, look, what is the least amount I could put down where I could still qualify for this property and I could keep my money in my pocket? And if he can't help you, I just did a video, I just did a post. Close you a bad boy in 7 days, brother.
No, I appreciate that.
All right, appreciate you.
Again,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Brown.
Thank you, brother.